Hi, I'm Manga Captor and welcome to this video. I have a fun used book haul to share with you guys. I recently purchased a good amount of used books as well as some manga, and I had an exciting manga pre-order come in, so let's just get cozy and talk about these books. So I'm gonna start with some used novels that I got. I got all of these from thrift books. Now, according to the video before this one, I know I said that I was gonna lean more into digital manga and books. You know, I meant next year. I meant not right now. But anyways, so the first book in this haul is The Left Hand of Darkness by Ursula Le Guin, and this is not the copy that I ordered. From time to time on thrift books, I get the wrong book, or I get the book in the wrong condition. So I was supposed to get the 50th anniversary edition of this book. That is clearly not it, and also it was supposed to be in good condition, and this is clearly not good condition. But I emailed them and they swiftly gave me a refund, so this book was essentially free. But anyways, I picked this up because this is a sci-fi novel where gender does not exist. And if you know me, you know that I love fictional worlds where gender is just not a thing, nobody cares. I love that stuff, I eat it up. So that is why I picked it up. Solely based off of that, I don't know anything else. So the synopsis on the back of the book says, "On the planet Winter, there is no gender. The Jathenians can become male or female during each mating cycle, and this is something that other cultures find incomprehensible. The Ecumen of Known Worlds has sent an ethnologist," I am butchering all these words, "to study the inhabitants of this forbidding icebound world. At first he finds his subjects difficult and off-putting with their elaborate social systems and alien minds, but in the course of a long journey across the ice he reaches an understanding with the Jathenians. It might even be a kind of love." Oh my god, okay, I love it. I'm excited. All right, and the next book is The Poppy War, which is super popular. This is another book that I received the right copy, but just the wrong condition. I paid for good condition, but this is not considered good condition. So they gave me a refund on this book as well, so this was basically free. I not only picked up the first book of this series, but also the second book, and I got this one like at such a good price. It was like $7, and look at this condition. It's like new, essentially. So yeah, I have the first and second book to this series. I have heard so many people talk about it everywhere, like on YouTube, Instagram, and to be honest, I don't know anything about it, but I've been wanting to read an R.F. Kuang book, so I figured getting into the Poppy War series would be a great way to get a taste of that writing. Alright, so this next book I was so excited to pick up. I immediately put it in my cart, and I had heard about this book through another booktuber. Her channel name is escaping me, but I'll put it on the screen. She is fantastic. I love her videos so much, and she highly recommended this book, and to be honest, I don't really know much about it, but I picked it up because she said to. So this is Cinema Love, and according to the blurb, it says that this is a staggering, tender epic about gay men in rural China and the women who marry them. For more than 30 years, Old Second and Bao Mei have cobbled together a meager existence in New York City's Chinatown, but unlike other couples, these two share an unusual past. They frequented the Workers' Cinema, a theater where gay men cruised for love. While classic war films played, Old Second and his countrymen found intimacy in the screening rooms. In the box office, Bao Mei sold movie tickets to closeted men, guarding their secrets and finding her own happiness with the projectionist. But when Old Second's passion for his male lover is revealed, a series of haunting events unfold, propelling these characters toward an uncertain future in America. I am really looking forward to reading this. So before we get into the second bag of used books here, I wanted to update you and let you know that I got a new Kindle case, which I absolutely love. So my previous Kindle case was just like black all around and it was kind of boring, but this one is black and glittery, and the back is clear. So I can put stickers and change it up as much as I want without actually putting stickers directly on the case or on the device. I love it so much. This is my current setup. I'm very, very happy with this cute little case. So in this second bag, we have mostly Japanese fiction. I adore so many Japanese authors, and I just really want to build up a nice Japanese fiction collection, and these are definitely going to help bulk up my current collection. So up first, I have If Cats Disappeared from the World, and I luckily got the paperback edition, which is so cute and simple. I love it so much. This book is about a man who discovers that he only has 6 months to live, and this is really devastating news, and that is when the devil appears before him. Yes, the devil. Already a very interesting cast of characters, if I do say so myself. The devil basically makes a special offer. He says that he can make one thing disappear from the world in order to give him 1 day of life in exchange. From the title of the book, we can kind of assume where this is going, and this story basically just tackles the idea of what even makes life worth living. And I can tell you that cats are definitely one of those things. And next up, I got one of Sayaka Murata's books in such a cool cover. I love UK covers a lot more than US covers, so when I saw this UK cover book, I was like, you're coming home with me. And that is Convenience Store Woman in this really pretty purple. I just really adore this cover compared to the others, and it was going for a decent price, so I just picked it up. I have only recently read Sayaka Murata's works this year. The first thing that I read from her was Ceremony? Is that what it was called? I can't remember. I'll put it on the screen, but I loved it. I loved it so much. It was so grotesque and intimate and weird and personal and exploratory and disgusting and beautiful. It was a whirlwind, and I loved it. So I definitely want to read more of her works and decided to pick this one up. This is about a 36-year-old woman who's never had a boyfriend, and she's been working in the same convenience store for 18 years. Her parents wish she'd get a better job, her friends wonder why she won't get married, but Kyoko knows what makes her happy, and she's not going to let anyone take her away from her convenience store. It sounds very interesting. I read the first paragraph and I was like, okay, hooked. Okay, I had to take a little break, and in that short amount of time, I misplaced my remote control for my lights, and I don't know where it is. It's okay. Let's move on to the books. The next book I got is from another author that I just started reading this year, and that is Miss Yoko Ogawa. I read The Memory Police. 5 stars. Amazing. I love it. It is one of the best books that I've read this year, and I'm not going to go into it because I'm going to do a whole video about the best things I've read this entire year, manga and books, so look forward to that. But anyways, I got another book of hers because I was just in love with that book, The Memory Police, and this one is called The Housekeeper and the Professor. And this is about a professor who has an 80-minute window of memory. After that, it gets wiped out, and it's like he's started anew. And taking care of him is this housekeeper with a 10-year-old son, and they basically say hi to each other all over again as if it was the first time every 80 minutes. And despite the professor losing his memory and declining, he is still very sharp when it comes to math, because I think he was a math professor, pretty sure. And all of these numbers and memories of mathematics, they kind of act like a shelter for him and the 10-year-old son of the housekeeper. They're able to connect through this, and I believe that there's also some talk of baseball. So these two topics kind of keep these people tethered together despite the short-term memory loss. And it just seems like it's going to be a tearjerker, honestly. So yeah, I'm very excited to read another one of Miss Yoko Ogawa's works, because that first book that I read of hers, stunning, amazing, wonderful. So we'll see how I feel about this one. All right, and this next book is The Guest Cat, and this is a very short and sweet story about this married couple who don't really have like a spark in their relationship. I think they've kind of just like fallen into the grooves of life without really making a habit of connecting with each other. But one day they decide to adopt this cat, and things kind of start to change. I am such a sucker for short, sweet stories like that are just a bunch of slice of life little moments and vibes. I love that kind of stuff, so I expect to enjoy this as well. And this next book is by an author that I also just started reading this year that I'm absolutely obsessed with now. And I just finished reading his book, The Miracles of the Namiya General Store. Oh my god. It is a 5-star read. It is nearly a perfect book. I don't think any book is truly perfect, but this one is so close. Like, it's basically perfect. I'm just being like nitpicky. The Miracles of the Namiya General Store is literally now my favorite book. I was between Monstrilio and The Lonely Castle in the Mirror. Sorry, you guys are booted. My new favorite book is The Miracles of the Namiya General Store. It is so beautiful. It is masterful. So I decided to pick up another book by this author. He mostly does like thrillers and like mysteries and like crime mysteries and all that stuff, which I'm like not super into, but I trust him, you know? So I picked up The Devotion of Suspect X, which apparently, according to the blurb on the cover, is a Japanese thriller phenomenon with over 2 million copies sold. And this is a copy from 2012, so I'm sure that number has only gone up. So the synopsis says, Yasuko lives a quiet life, a good mother to her only child. But when her ex-husband appears at her door without warning, okay, gross, her comfortable world is shattered. When Detective Kasunagi of the Tokyo Police tries to piece together the events of that night, he finds himself confronted by the most puzzling, mysterious circumstances he has ever investigated. Nothing quite makes sense. Okay, I am invested, I am intrigued, I'm interested. So those were all of the used books in my haul. Now let's move on to manga. So I have a few volumes here, and let's start with the one that is used. So the first one is Anti-Romance. This is a volume that I've had my eye on for quite a while. This is a very short BL story. It's only 2 volumes long, and it is a friends to lovers story. I am not a fan of enemies to lovers. I find it cheesy, and I often find that the enemies were not really enemies, they just kind of didn't like each other. But friends to lovers, especially if it's like childhood friends, even better. I'm excited for this. I'm happy that it's only 2 volumes long. And another cool thing about this volume is that it includes a bonus color gallery, which really makes it feel like a little special edition. I love the illustrations. They are in full color and they are gorgeous. And the next manga volumes in the queue are ones that I have pre-ordered. I pre-ordered these months and months ago, and I had forgotten what they were. But that was kind of nice because then when I opened them, it was like a sweet little surprise. It was like, you know, like a little gift from Santa, if you will. And one of those little gifts was Daemons of the Shadow Realm Volume 6, which I have not read yet, and I don't know why. Because Volume 5 had me in a chokehold. It had me with my jaw on the floor. It had me questioning everything and everybody. So I don't know why I haven't read this yet, but I will. I really want as many people to read this as possible. So if you like shonen, consider reading this. If you like shonen and Hiromu Arakawa, the mangaka that did Full Metal Alchemist, you should definitely read this. It's hard to like get into what makes this such a cool story without spoiling it, and don't worry, I won't spoil it. All you need to know is that it's best to go into this completely blind. And the second thing you need to know is that Hiromu Arakawa has done it again. That's all I need to say. All right, and this next one is such a fun one. This is Wanted. This is basically the short story that inspired One Piece. This is the precursor to the legendary series. And as you can see, some of the characters look pretty familiar, specifically the one in the middle. And I'm just so excited to see another version of Luffy. I haven't read it yet, but I flipped through it and the artwork is very 90s. It's also giving sketchbook. And it just feels like my friend was like, hey, I really want to make this manga series and this is like my little pilot episode. You should read it and let me know what you think. Like, that's what I feel like this is. All right, and now on to the last thing in my little manga haul. I am so happy to have this. I got the Po Clan complete box set. These books are ridiculously heavy. I feel like they're 5 pounds, or I'm just really weak. Look at how stunning they are. They are like much larger than I thought they would be. They are like textbooks. I am so excited to read this because this is by Moto Hagio, and she was one of the pioneers of the shoujo/shonen ai manga genres. And when this series came out in the 70s, it was groundbreaking. And I'm just so happy that there are publishers out there that reprint series. Reprinting old series, especially series that were foundational to certain genres, that is so important because I think getting these stories out to the younger generations is awesome. So according to the synopsis, the Poe clan is a race of vampirellas who feed on the energy of the living, whiling away the centuries in a village of roses where time and geography have no meaning. A brother and sister, Edward and Maribel, are initiated into the clan too young, and unless a wooden stake or a silver bullet should lead to their demise, they are doomed to live for eternity. Through these immortal adolescents and the mortals whose lives they touch, Moto Hagio explores what it means to live and to die and to have loved and lost. Wow. Dramatic, but wow. And that concludes my manga/used book haul. Thank you so much for watching. Let me know down in the comments what was one of your favorite things in this haul. If you enjoyed this video, go ahead and give it a like. And if you want to watch more content like this, consider subscribing. A lot of people who view my videos are not subscribed yet, and subscribing is a great free way to support this channel. So I'd greatly appreciate if you hit that subscribe button. I hope you find something cozy to read, enjoy some time with family and friends, and remember to always stay hydrated. And with that, I'll see you in the next one. Bye-bye!